Always on the hunt for new gear for the channel, I spend my fair share of time browsing eBay, Blade Binge, Facebook Marketplace, and even Etsy in a hunt to find new and exciting EDC gear. Oftentimes, my searches come up empty as our world is so often filled with mass-produced, drop-shipped junk from overseas. However, late one evening, I managed to come across this custom knife maker on Etsy. Going under the handle True Steel Designs, some of his designs just jumped out at me in the world of Pakistan Damascus blades. Next thing I knew, a fixed blade showed up at my door. Now, I've had my fair share of fixed blades, yet the moment I pulled this out of the sheath, I knew this one was special. So right off the bat, we have this line of Nordic runes going down the blade. I've loved the Viking show on Netflix, and Skyrim is my favorite game of all time, and this blade feels like it could belong in either of those worlds. Truly captivated by these runes, I asked for more information. Apparently, these are the modern versions of Old Norse Bine runes, symbolizing courage, health, and protection. It's cool because each side of the blade is different and feature varying runes. Now, what other knife out there has something like this? It's just so cool. Outside of the blade, this fixed blade is coming with one of the most comfortable handles I've ever experienced. Not only is the grip fantastic, it's just the overall feel of the handle. It's crazy how smooth and polished these handle skills are, and it's just so comfortable in hand. Apparently, this handle is made out of Meredith Richlight, and this has quickly jumped into being my favorite handle material. For one, it's not just the feel, it's the look. Somehow this Richlight gives off a very old world feel. Almost looking like a vintage wood or even bone, it just adds so much character and depth to an otherwise already pretty intriguing knife. This is coming with an overall length of 7.8 inches and it's featuring a blade length of 3.3 inches. Comparing this to some of my other favorite carry fixed blades, we can see that it's larger than the Concept Par along with the Luft Concepts LTL. Even though it's a bit larger than these two, I still feel like it barely manages to slip into the pocket fixed blade category. Any larger and I feel like it would be a little bit too big for the pocket, but how it is now, it's absolutely perfect. With its size, you can get a full 4-finger grip and then some. There's a really nice large finger choil that your hand automatically slides into and it's insanely comfortable. There's also some really nice jimping on the spine, and not only is it in the perfect spot, it is also some of my favorite jimping I've ever experienced. It's just deep enough to provide enough traction, but not aggressive enough that it's unpleasant. It's really cool that this jimping goes back into the handle material and everything is insanely flush and smooth. It's at this point where you again have to realize that this is a handmade knife. No fancy machines on an assembly line. This is all the work of a single pair of hands and the quality is truly astonishing. Now this knife really looks the part, but that means nothing if it doesn't carry well. Fortunately, this comes with a really excellent fold-over Kydex sheath. So many companies can make a really excellent fixed blade and then just fumble it right at the goal line with a subpar sheath. Fortunately, this is not an issue here as this sheath is fantastic. This is my preferred style sheath as it's a fold-over taco style, keeping it relatively small and low profile. The retention is great, which is a minimal amount of rattle, and it even features a really nice push-off point that works great. This came with a generic multi-clip, like something you would receive from Kaiser, but I went ahead and swapped it over for an multi-clip, and I've been clipping this to my back pocket. It's been working really great and has been a joy to carry recently. We've established that this is a great handmade fixed blade, but what do we know about the craftsman behind it? In this case, we have the opportunity to pull back the curtain and actually learn a little bit more about the one responsible for this knife. But first, a knife like this doesn't happen overnight. In fact, this specific blade took 6 to 8 hours spread out over a few days. Yet let's go back even a little bit further. They first started their knife journey with a simple Jantz knife making kit when they were a teenager before upgrading to a handmade coal forge powered by a hairdryer and an old fire pit. Yet this was later upgraded to a propane forge and a belt grinder using lawnmower blades and leaf springs. It's pretty crazy to think of a lawnmower blade and then something like this side by side. It just goes to show you the crazy process and story behind every single blade. Eventually, they began to produce more and more knives, gifting to friends and family before eventually opening up their Etsy store, which I'll have a link to in the description below. Though operating out of their garage and still managing their day job and family, their simple coal forge has been upgraded and now features a large grinder, sandblast cabinet, drill press, vices, etc. And it's safe to say that this upgrade has worked, as this knife before me screams quality at every look. One of the reasons why I love handmade gear, whether it be knives, wallets, or whatever, is just the story behind it. In our world of mass-produced products, things don't really draw emotion anymore. Yet when you pick up something handmade like this knife here, you can almost feel and see the long hours, the dedication, and the drive to make an object. Every day we get further removed from each other and lose that personal connection. Yet with handmade goods, you get a tangible link to the creator and their passion. It's a really cool thing to experience. If you want something different and a little bit more meaningful than something you can just grab off the shelf, I implore you to check out Something Handmade. I'll have a link to True Steel Designs Etsy and Instagram in the description below. I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to get more videos like this one. I'll catch you in the next one.